Hey you! You're watching a clip from the DynamiteGizmo Podcast. This is not the full episode, but if you want to see the full episode, make sure to click the link in the description. And remember, like, comment, subscribe. Do it now! Here's the clip. But let's jump into my fight predictions here. I'm going to go through every single fight of the night, from the early prelims all the way up to the main card, using my fight prediction sheet. If you want this sheet for yourself and for all your friends and family to use throughout the night, click the link in the description. You can download this sheet and print it off for yourself. Or, if you don't want to print it off, then guess what? Just use it on your phone. Use the pen feature on your phone. I don't know. Figure it out, dude. I'm not your grandmother. But let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so the first fight of the night, we've got Amarim versus Mizuki. Okay, there's certain things you got to take into consideration when betting on fights. A lot of it is looking at their fight records. If you have more inside information, then that helps too. Like, for instance, last weekend, Buddy had a fucking broken hand at the ceremonial weigh-ins. It was very clear. And that guy turned out to end up losing. But that's besides the point. You also got to take into consideration the betting odds. They're usually very accurate. And especially when you have big differences like this, which it isn't a crazy big difference, but minus 500, and she's Brazilian. This girl isn't on her debut, although it kind of seems like she is. She isn't. All right, she's also 10-1. She's been around the block. Her nickname is Jacques, which is like the French little crustacean thing from Finding Nemo, I believe. So that's why I'm going with her. Next up, we have Maxim versus Raposo. Now, Maxim, who did he fight recently? I should pull up the Tapology right now. UFC 321, because I actually want to look through this. Let me see here. Because Maxim, who did he fight recently? Yes. Okay. So he is 1-2 in the UFC. His last fight was against Ulanbekov. We remember that one. And then Charles Johnson. Okay. So if you're going to lose, those are two guys to lose to. And he did get a fight in the night bonus in that Charles Johnson fight. But this other guy, Raposo, let's see here. I'm not too familiar with him, but let me see. Yeah, he's also only had 2 fights in the UFC, and he's lost both of them. Andrew Lime and this fucking Sumu Darajay guy. Okay, so they're both on a 2-fight losing streak in the UFC. So it's really a toss-up. But I went with Maxim. Not only because he's the favorite, but he's from Kazakhstan. And I feel like since they're both on a 2-fight losing streak, if you were to toss a coin between these two guys, I'm going to go for this guy. All right? Then we move on to our favorite, our entertaining boy, Beast Boy as he calls himself, Chris Barnett versus Abdel Wahab. All right, the Hammer. Now, as I said, I don't have much faith in Chris Barnett. I think he's obviously capable of winning. Everybody's capable of winning. And I would like to see him win. But I think when it comes to this, even though this Abdel Wahab guy has only had a few fights in the UFC, he had a no contest on his debut. This was a grappling match somewhere else, so that doesn't count. He won that fight, and then he lost to Muhammad Usman. All right, Chris Barnett has a bit more experience in the UFC, but I don't think I don't think he's gonna win against this 32-year-old heavyweight. Whoops. Oh, I got a spot. Oh my God. Oh, okay. I thought Spotify was playing this whole time. I was like, what is going on? It was just open. Whew. That was a close call. Anyway, so because of those reasons, I'm going to go with the hammer, Abdel Wahab, for this one. And the next up, we got Nathaniel Wood versus Delgado. Now, we like Nathaniel Wood. But he's been having a rough go lately. He really has. And, you know, a lot of people would think, oh, because people are having a rough go, he's not having a rough go. Why did I think he was on a losing streak? He's not on a losing streak. Oh my God. I thought Nathaniel Wood was on a losing streak. Look at him go, dude. Winning a grappling, winning the UFC, winning grappling, winning the UFC. Oh my God. Holy shit, I have to message someone and tell them I made a mistake. Oh, dude, he's doing great. Okay. Yeah, there's no reason not to pick Nathaniel Wood, other than the fact this guy's 10-1. And he's on a 2-fight winning streak in the UFC. Even won his contender series fight. So, but still, I'm going with Nathaniel Wood. He calls himself the prospect. How long can you call yourself the prospect before you're no longer a prospect, but you're actually a straight-up contender? Now, this fight, Walter Walker versus Southern, the Vegas betting odds haven't been determined yet. That's why they're not there. Also, I should mention the sheet won't be available until Friday. I like to wait till Friday to put them out. Anyway. So, you know I'm going to go with Walker. I went for him when he was supposed to fight on the last card, and it got canceled. I'm going to go for it again. This other guy was a champion in another division, another organization. What was it? Levels Fight League. So this is his debut into the UFC. As far as I know. Let me see. Yep. So he's been around the block. He's pretty good. But if Walter Walker keeps it up, he'll perform another heel hook and take the win. Because I don't know if you know this, but this is what he does best. Okay? He lost his debut fight in the UFC. And he's on a 3-fight win streak. And they're all heel hooks in round 1. Heel hook, heel hook, heel hook. So let's see if he can keep up the heel hook streak. I don't care if he does it or not. I'd rather him just win however he can. But if he gets another heel hook, that'll be pretty impressive. Okay, this next fight, they're pretty close. I don't remember who I picked. I went with Camilo. Don't know why, but I did. Okay, now Rebecca and Klein. Now, Klein has the same nickname as Justin Gaethje. Well, except he added a Mr. in front of it, but don't know why. But anyway, Rebecca, his nickname is Rebeasty, which is so stupid. Just kidding. It's okay, Rebecca. That's a nice nickname. Rebecca fought on UFC 308 against Orlobo. What's his name? Yeah, Orolbai. And they got fight of the night, and it was a full-on fucking war. If you have access to watch that fight again, fucking watch it. Oh, it was so good. It was one of the main reasons why I liked UFC 308 so much, and why I got a UFC 308 poster on my wall. But then he came back and fought again this year in August. And he did lose to Chris Duncan, but I don't think that should be held against him. Because this Klein fella is also on a 1-fight losing streak, although it was to Gamrot. He is doing pretty good in the UFC. He has a couple losses early in his UFC career, and then it was a lot of wins. That he's coming off a loss against Gamrot. I think Rebecca can take it back here. And that is why I'm going with Rebecca here. Now, Aliskerov versus Park. Aliskerov's a Russian boy. Most people just go for the Russians because of that reason. I'm not one of those guys, even though I am going for him. I would say if you're going to pick the Iron Turtle, it's not a bad choice. Because let's take a look at his sheet. Okay? As you can see, the Iron Turtle has been in the UFC since 2019. His debut fight was against Anthony Hernandez, and he lost. So that's understandable. If you're going to lose to Anthony Hernandez. And then he won against Marc-Andre Barriou. Okay, he lost. His other loss was to Gregory Rodriguez. Okay, another respectable loss. But then he has a win over Eric Anders. Win, loss. But then win and win again. Like, he's not bad. He's 9-3 in the UFC. Okay, and his name is the Iron fucking Turtle. You wouldn't think a guy with the name Iron Turtle would be so dominant. But he's pretty fucking good. But then you take a look at Ikram. And he lost to Robert Whittaker, but, other than that, he's pretty dominant. But the thing is he's new into the UFC. He's new. Lots of canceled fights. Was even supposed to fight Paulo Costa and Nasruddin Imavov at one point. And Bruno Ferreira. So, honestly, this is a real test for him, and I could see Park taking this, to be honest. And now that I look at this, I might even switch. I might even switch my vote here, but I don't know. Park wouldn't be a bad choice. I'm not going to lie. But as it sits right here, I'm going with Aliskerov. Now we got Hack Parast versus Sal Killed. This was a tough one for me because I like Sal Killed, and I really wanted to vote for him. But when I took a look at what we've got going on here, this Hack Parast guy, Ribovics, Gordon, Malarkey, his only losses were to King Green and Dan Hooker and Drew Dober. Oh, I guess he's got this on his debut as well. Other than that, he's pretty good, man. But so is Sal Killed. He even had a belt in another organization, but he's still young into the UFC. So these are tough picks, dude. They're very tough picks. Very, very tough picks. It's one of those ones where I say to myself, I want Sal Killed to win, but I'm going to vote for this guy. I'd be very happy with the way that it goes, if it goes in Sal Kill's favor. And then again, another tough one. Rakic versus Mursakanov. Even the betting odds are close. We got another Russian. Rakic's on a 3-fight losing streak, but it's all to pretty good guys. I believe it was like Yuri. What do we got here? Yeah, Jan Blachowicz, Yuri, and Magomed. So if you're going to lose, those are guys to lose to. And then Azamat, he's just winning. He's just a winner. He hasn't lost. He's 15-0. But he hasn't fought like crazy hard hitters before. He hasn't had the same level of competition that Rakic has. So that's why I went with Rakic. And then, of course, we got Volkov versus Almeida. We've seen Volkov fight Tom Aspinall before. He's a tall motherfucker. Lied about his height. Says he's 6'7", but he's actually 6'9". But he's getting older, and Almeida's rising up in those ranks quick. And I think he's hungry, and I think he's ready to go. And he's even said himself he wants to fight Tom Aspinall because he's ready. He's there. So if he's got that mindset, he can come in and finish the Drago. Okay? Now I've got Nurmagomedov versus Bautista. This was, again, another tough one. Nurmagomedov is basically undefeated, other than... why am I forgetting his name? This is pissing me off. Oh my God! This is bullshit. How did I forget his name? Merab. Jesus Christ. Other than Merab, Mario Bartitz is good, but is he good enough to beat Umar Nurmagomedov? I don't think so. And if you look at the betting odds, that doesn't think so either. All right. Now again, we went over these two. We know their history. We know what they're capable of. We know it can go either way, but we want Dern. Come on, Dern. Take it home. Take that win. And we didn't even really talk about Ciryl Gane at all. Not even like a little bit this episode. She's frozen. She's frozen. But he is good, and he's jacked as fuck for a heavyweight and very athletic. But we're talking about Tom Aspinall here. This is Tom's time. This is Tom's win. And he's going to win. He's going to win, and he's going to win beautifully. He's going to win in round 1. He's going to get it clean and done. And if he doesn't get it done in round 1, he'll get it done regardless. So if you're voting for Ciryl Gane, I don't care about you. You don't matter to me. Who do you think you are? But anyway, that's my fight predictions. Again, if you want this sheet, it's a beautiful sheet. It's easy to use. It's easy to understand. Even your friends and family who don't give a fuck about the UFC will know how to use this sheet, and they'll have fucking fun using it. Okay? Because you're going to have a few friends and family that you invite over that don't give a fuck about the UFC, but you hand them one of these sheets and make them, place fucking votes on fighters, and they see their fighters win. It's just going to be fun for them. It's going to be fun for them. All right? Especially if they get a prediction right that you got wrong. They can rub it in your face. Like, I thought you were the UFC guy. I know more than you, bitch. Anyway.
Tap here to watch the full episode of the Dynamite Gizmo Podcast.